Good day, crafty chums, and welcome to my channel. It's Nicky here, and I'm coming at you with another 30 days of mixed media tags challenge, day number 13. Number 13. This one is called Under the Sea, and so the prompts that I'm using, I've been telling you a little bit about the reason why I chose them, and so here we go with another one. Is that I actually have a favorite napkin which I'm coming slowly towards the end of, and so I thought I would use the bits of it. And so this is the napkin, and it was a birthday one, and it was obviously sea themed, and I love this turtle, so I'm gonna save him for another project, but I'm going to use the dolphin and the seahorse. Another couple of my favorite little things about the sea. So and this tag is going to be super simple, because it's going to be just collaging a few of these elements. There's not too many you can do, because obviously it's a very small area to work on. So I thought I'd collage the front and the back. This is a tag from the other day. Oh, look, never mind. So I'm just going to pop a couple of little elements on the back, and which I won't do right now. I'll save that for after I've finished the tag and I've allowed it to dry off a bit. But I'm going to do the front. The reason why I've gessoed the front, this is the front now, was the back. It was going to be the back. I'm not going to go over this because it would be, I don't mind wrinkles in mixed media, it's perfectly fine, but sometimes there can be too many wrinkles. So I want to be able to see him nicely, because I'll be putting just going over with my Posca pens just a little bit to bring him out off the background some. So maybe just going over with my paint pens. We'll see how he comes out in the actual collaging down, because sometimes it can be really dark. So this little seahorse will come over a little bit more this way, and probably this little school of fishes will come this way, and this will be under the sea. So quite simple, I believe. Quite an easy one to do, I also believe. As you can see, it's just going to be a little bit too big for the tag, so you've got to decide which bits you want to get in. And I do actually want to get his beak in there, his little mouth. I love the way the light is reflected on this tag. I might bring him down just to get his little dorsal fin in. And the reason why I love Under the Sea, of course, obviously, is those who actually know me know that I have a sailing yacht, and I lived on my boat for a little while, a few years, and until I came back on shore. But the adventures will obviously continue, because we still have the boat. It's just we're just buying a house at the moment, so we're just concentrating a little bit more on the house than on the boat. And but we love the boat, and we will continue sailing at some point, which is good, because life is an adventure. I didn't quite get all his beak in there, never mind. Life is an adventure, and I do like to adventure. And for those of you that are interested, I do have a sailing channel as well, that's documented some of our travels. To be continued. It's a to be continued channel. To be continued, because we may bring the boat back to New Zealand, or we may just keep it in Europe. We don't know, just depends. That's where the boat is at the moment, in Europe. That's where my hubby is, because he's finishing a PhD, so he is finishing his PhD up in Europe. And then we'll see. Of course, we want to I'd ideally like to finish paying for the house before we went traveling again, so that's what we'll be doing as well, is putting our money into the house. whilst having to upkeep the boat and pay, you know, mooring fees, etc., etc. So it is quite expensive to do. That's why me and hubby are going to, well, busting our guts to do it, actually. Yeah, to secure a little bit of future for us as we get older. So I'm collaging it to make a little bit of sense, you know, make it into a little story on the tag. This one isn't randomly placed, you know, quite often I'll just randomly place things. As you can see, I've covered over just a little bit of his mouth there, and this is the paint pen will come in handy for just bringing that back into the picture. As I say, I do want to have these darling little school of fish in there, so we'll put there. The reason why I gessoed over the back is because I've got words and everything, and if I just place the napkin straight onto the background, that at least trying to block it off, you would be able to see the words clearly through the napkin. Sorry about that. Cup of coffee time. I've got a bit of a froggy throat today. Don't worry about it though, it's nothing serious. I often have a throat like this because, as you know, I'm living on my own, and so there will be huge chunks of the day when I'm not actually talking. When I'm at work, I'm talking. When I'm on my own at home, I'm not really talking apart from petting the cat. Yeah, crazy cat lady, that's me. So anyway, I've even lost the thread of this story now, so I have no idea. I have no idea, paying for the house and not talking for large hours of the day. And when I get home at night, you know, there's no one to talk to apart from the cat. As much as I love him, he's not much of a conversationalist. So I just want to put a little bit of I want to take these two off and put these two at the top. I've got two down here. Let's see if I can take them off like this. You can use water to take these off. You can cut it off. You can do all kinds of things to get the napkins to come off. Hey, just whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. So I want to get I've got two little fishy there, so I want to put these two little ones up here at the top. Because obviously they're meant to be together. I'm just going to pop them up here. Try not to take too much of the other napkin off as I do this, and I'm going to actually Mod Podge over it as well, and I'll be going over that bit. So yeah, just getting this slowly to come together. I want a little bit of lighter colour napkin right at the top. Just here. And so this challenge is brought to you by myself and Ilene McInnes for International Crafters on Facebook and YouTube. Check us out. If you're joining in the challenge and you would like to show us your pictures or anything, come over to International Crafters on Facebook and either your pictures or the video, and asked to join the group. When you're asked to join the group, you will be asked 3 questions. And as I keep saying, if you don't answer the questions, I won't let you into the group, because unless I know you, of course, and then obviously I know you're not a bot. And the reason why you won't be let into the group is because we don't want to be botted or spammed. And so, yeah, so it's an automatic decline if you don't answer the questions. Just saying. You know, if you can't be bothered to ask the questions, I can't be bothered to let you in. So decline. Just letting you know, fair's fair. Fair's fair. Well, I feel it's fair. Just takes you a couple of seconds to answer the questions and then you'll be all good. Okay, so I've got the basic shapes put down, basic color blocks put down there. And I'm just going to Mod Podge over the top. And then I'm going to dry it. So you'll have to, because I'm doing this recording it live, I can't pause the recording, so it has to be done straight through. So if I do anything like dry, you've got to put up with it, I'm afraid. You've got to put up with the noise of it. But you can fast forward that bit yourself. It doesn't hurt, does it? You know, you'll see me bring up the heat tool, and then I'll dry it, and then you'll see me, if you fast forward, then you'll be able to see me put down the heat tool. So the reason why I put the Pritt stick, the glue stick up down first, is because it gives you a smoother start to the napkin laying down. Not so many wrinkles and that. Not that I mind wrinkles, I really don't. But it's when you intend to do a little bit of painting over the top of it, the smoother you can get it, the easier it is to paint over it. That's the reason why I do it, basically. Try not to press too hard, because then I'll start making holes in the napkin. And while that's not really a biggie, it's you know, it's okay. It's not life or death, is it? Nope. So anywho, so that's my collage napkin down there. And as I say, I am going to be drying it. So I'm just going to lift that off. Put the lid back on my glue, which I don't always remember to do straight away, and I get into all kinds of bother with it. It's not that I'm lazy or anything, it's just that honestly I get so involved in what I'm doing that I just forget to put the lids back on. And then it's time for work and I've got to walk away, and then I forget to put the lids back on. And then that gets me into bother. Sticking things down. Now, if you can paint, which I can do, but I'm not actually trying to show you an easy way to do it. If you can paint, and you'd like to paint an underwater scene, that's great. that'll be up to you. Sorry about that. Live, I'm doing this live. You know, that's totally up to you, and if that's what you like to do, then that's great. You can paint it. If you've got napkins like this, you can use napkins. If you have magazines where you've got underwater pictures and that's great. You collage that as well, that would be fantastic. If you've got digis, if you go on, usually on Pinterest, you can get loads of digis for everything. Everything you can think of, you can get a digi for, can't you? So if you've got, a printer and a computer, and you can get a digi for it, which will be fantastic. And so whatever, and collage it on in whatever way you want to. It's your piece, it's your work. I'm just giving you a little bit of inspiration to go along the way. Just grabbing a few pens, a few different things. See what I like. Usually on something like this, I'll just use black and white. So I've just got a little mix of ones here. Save my napkin because that's my last little bit of the my underwater one. Love this napkin. You see it in lots of my projects too, as always. So what I'm going to do is go around here and just lighten up this bit here. So I'm going to use white. I'm hoping it's white and not pink. That's it. That's the thin nib. I have got a thick nib one somewhere. Let's see if I can find the thick nib one, because that will go on better if I can find the thick nib. There's a thicker nib there, so that's good. We're getting there. I want my thicker nib, which I probably won't be able to find until afterwards, as usual. So yeah, I've been working on a big collage piece in one of my great big art journal books. So I've probably left it in another room. What I'm going to do is just go around here like this, and I'm going to smudge it over. Like this. Not too worried about it. I want these fish to go behind the dolphin, so that's the reason why I'm doing this. I just probably need to go over it just a couple of times, but just to make them go really behind. I'm not really worried about this fold in the napkin either, because it just makes it look a little bit underwatery, doesn't it? The motion of the ocean and all that. So we'll just do this like this. So just take a little bit for that to disappear. I'm just going over the dolphin's white bits for, I suppose, little highlights and that. And then just smudging it round. And then I can just go around the outline in black. Just outline him in black. And just pop it over here. This might be my leaky one, but we'll see. Sorry if that's a louder rattle as it comes through. Right, I might have to revert to my good old Stabilo oil. If in doubt, just go to your Stabilo. He's a cheeky little dolphin because he's got quite a nice little smile on his little face. I've got some great dolphin pictures on my channel, actually, from when we were sailing around water and things. So it adds to my passion of doing underwater themes and that. Having been at sea and seen whales and dolphins and fish, and you know, it's yeah, you could say it's a little bit of a passion of mine. Always excited when we're at sea and that, and we see and you actually get to see the fish and that as you go along. It's very exciting, very exciting. I'm just going to get my yellow to highlight where some of this yellow is as well. Just to bring it more off the background. So just, you know, just doing little highlights and that, just to make them pop a little bit. Just make this seahorse just pop a little bit more. Otherwise, you find that they just stay dark and in the background. So I'm just going to pop him out just by adding a little bit of highlight colour on that. And then they start glowing, don't they? So yeah, this is an easy thing to do. You know, if you're not confident in drawing, then using napkins and Posca pens, paint pens, pencils, it can just help you to get some confidence in feeling like you're actually really drawing, painting, drawing, whatever. Put that onto his nose. That was a bit silly there. So because his figure there would go behind, so we'll bring out his nose there. You can see that the seahorse is in front of the dolphin. Just going to pop out his eye a little bit. Now you see why my hands get so dirty sometimes. Never used to. When I first started crafting that, I used to hate getting my hands dirty. Now I can't imagine not being able to do this without getting my hands dirty. So my two main protagonists in this are the dolphin and the seahorse. So they're the ones that I really want to pop out. See if I can just pop his eye there. So I popped a bit more then, didn't it? See if we can get a little bit more out. Bring him just a little bit more to the front. Just these little pops of highlight. And usually when you have a light, you have a dark as well. So if this was working better, I'd use this. Really would like to use the Posca on this rather than the Stabilo. I can't get a really sharp edge on the Stabilo. I'd like a sharp edge on it so that, you know, I can make him pop a little bit more. I think he's coming out now, isn't he? Hope you don't mind me continuing on this. So So I'm doing this with Ilene McInnes, and I will leave a link to her channel in the description box below. I'd like you to go and check her out. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you did subscribe to my channel, and leave me a kind comment, because it all helps with the old algorithms. So I'm going to go around the edge here. This is my winding up speech, by the way. As I come towards the end, I'll do a winding up speech. Winding down, maybe. So this is my Under the Sea tag, which is really just a collage, and so nice and simple and easy to do. In, you know, however you decide to collage it, whether you use digis, whether you use book paper, whether you use napkins, whether you use magazines, whatever. You don't even have to do fish. You can use, I don't know, seaweed, or just water with bubbles, or, you know, it's, I'm just going to see if I'm going to pop these words on here. I chose a little saying, and I might not put it on because I might just leave the tag with dolphin and that. It's looking a little bit surprised, that dolphin though. I think that the sea is beautiful, and when I create, I always try to use things that inspire me, or things that I really like, because there'd be no point otherwise, would there? No point, really. Yeah. I'll just put a shadow around this dolphin. I'm going to start playing in a minute, and you'll be going, oh no, don't do that. So I may just pop a shadow around him just to bring him out a little bit more. Because these two are my main focuses on this piece. So we'll try and pop them out even more. And you can do that by, of course, giving them a shadow. Doesn't always work on napkins, because sometimes the napkins can just soak up the paints and pens and that. So yep, darkened it a little bit more, didn't I? So I'll just go around the top of this one. And yeah, it's okay, looks okay. To get a little bit dark down there, but it doesn't matter. Do matter. Pop some more yellow on, just pop them out a little bit. Little fishies. Sometimes as this dries, it fades a little bit, so you can't always go over it. Just gonna go like that, just pop these out. Okay. It says, may the beauty we love be what we do. So I always try to create things that I love in my projects. So, you know, as I say, it's no point crafting with things you don't like, because then you may just end up not liking what you do. And what's the point in that? So that's why I've come up with this. I'm just trying to get it. So I'll probably have to I just want it to be this side, not on them, not on the two little things there. Do you know what? I can't cut straight for the life of me. But I think that's the same with lots of people. It's difficult to cut in a straight line. And I've backed these on my little bits of cardboard as well, just because it helps them to stand up. And I'm just going to ink around the edges because I can see now it's going to fit. You don't always have to put words on things. I quite often just like to. As I say, I like inspirational things, you know, things that inspire me, and quite often words will do that as much as pictures do. So I ink around the edges on this one, and then I'm going to cool it down, and I will put the other bit of napkin on the back once this is properly dried. Because as soon as I turn it over, if it's still wet, then the napkin, of course, will rip and tear. So I've got to wait for this to dry before I do the back of the tag. It's nice to finish the back of a tag as well as the front. So that goes there, that goes there. I might just drop that a little bit. There. Okay, and stick it down and call her done. So please leave me a kind comment, subscribe if you've not already done so, come and join the International Crafters if you want to show us what you're making. If you're joining in, we'd be really happy to see you in the group. Don't worry about the glue, it dries clear. Just take it off the extra though. And yeah, I will be seeing you all again very soon. Idiot. You saw what I did there, didn't you? I actually put that the wrong way around. May the beauty we love. Don't. Too much glue. May the beauty we love be what we do. There we go. Hope you liked today's tag. And see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.